What's going on, TubeYube? Welcome back to the Plot Coalition YouTube channel. Good to have you all here. Streaming a little late tonight, a little bit later than usual. Got some fun stuff planned for this one. We're going to be working on some animation with our veteran character, so it should be pretty cool. And next week we should be full swing back into regularly scheduled Plot Coalition content. And especially more content for our members. But we'll obviously be doing the regular live streams and hopefully being able to produce more videos. So I can disclose more next week. So it should be pretty cool. My beard is horribly misshaved, so there's a little bit of a bit here that's a little bit longer, but I don't really care about that right now. We are going to get into some animation. This animation we're going to be looking at was done by one of our talented animators on the team, and we're going to be animating the camera and the Terminids that go along with it. So I've already taken his animation, I've added a cloth simulation to it, and I have also, let me turn down the music just a little bit. I've added a cloth simulation to it, cleaned up a couple of little things, fixed some things that imported into Unreal a little bit wonky, and set it up for in here. And then we're going to be working on the camera movement, in addition to the some of the Terminids for the scene. So we'll watch the animation here, kind of what it looks like with this cloth, and then we'll get working on animation of it. So this is what we're working with. So we'll be getting the camera figured out so that we can place everything properly. We'll set that to loop. And be able to clean it up as it goes. This camera I'd created earlier for the thumbnail, but I'm going to delete that for now. I already tested some camera movement that I liked, so I'm going to kind of recreate that in here. I had some engine problems and had to completely restart it. So we're gonna start it in this unlit mode, and then we'll move into the lit mode. I also have the foliage turned off so that we can move around here in good old, what are we at right now? I think we're in 60 FPS. Show FPS. What are we at? 120 FPS. So we'll keep it that way for now. We'll get to animating. So one of the important things to know here is where he is when the roll finishes, because that's kind of the like it's a good moment to be like nice and close up to him. I think when I'd done that before it was on like 20 mil. Maybe we'll go 24. So it feels a little more cinematic when he rolls up, and then we can kind of keyframe it from here. And so what I liked about what I did before was I kind of did this move across, where it starts here with him at like a 50. And I'm mostly looking for like where the action happens with him. So maybe we'll try to accentuate that that shot with the camera movement. So it's, we can see it. A bug is supposed to jump over him here. Kind of like the idea of him being centered up just for a second. We'll refine this some more. So at this point, I like the idea of moving in nice and close up. I mean, like here we are inside the gun, so we'll back it up a little bit there. What's cool about this animation in particular is it's one that I had wanted to do. Like I had it in the script, and it's how I saw it in the script and the storyboards. Well, more specifically the script. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be able to happen, so I had changed it to be something more manageable for me to animate. And with the person who animated the character animation for this, it made my original vision like actually possible, which was super cool. I'll just have that zoom go all the way to the end. Maybe we'll have it punch in for just a second. It's like a 28 mil. I like the idea of doing like a lot more what's the right word I'm looking for? Like anime style camera moves. Not 100% anime, but just a little bit. There is like a little bit of an offset here with the cape. Actually, I'll just go to this. Just want to put that right on top of the ground, so there's less clipping into it. Alright, oop, not what I meant to do. Did just notice that the gun clips here just a little bit. We'll see how much that can be cleaned up. Because it's not even that hard to clean that sort of thing up. I just want to also make sure the cape doesn't look like it's clipping too much. Which, it's not like super conventional or ideal to like be changing the transforms of the cape. But because I know where the camera angle is going to be, I can get away with just a little bit more. There's also when this is lit. It's gonna look quite a bit different in some regards. Recently, I saw the gameplay footage of Death Stranding 2 on the beach, and also the bad news about Titanfall, which is the cancellation of the new game. But more importantly, layoffs of Respawn devs. Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where we're probably just never going to get another Titanfall based IP like at this point, like anything. Which, you know, I've kind of always said, I'm like, Titanfall 2 still scratches the itch, you know. Would Titanfall 3 be cool? Absolutely. But Titanfall 2 is still where it's at. It's still like I would still say still the greatest FPS game. Hello, thanks for all your time you put into this awesome project. Can't wait to see the end result. Hey, thanks, Pep and Spa. I appreciate that. We have been working very, very hard on it. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, next week I'll be able to I'll be able to reveal a little bit more. And I'll be able to put even more focus on this project, which I'm very excited about. Because right now I'm doing it in what very little spare time I have. So the animation team is doing wonders right now, just like making animations like this for the project, which has been a huge help. Hey, what's up, Brood Commander Green? Your username there almost sounds like treason, but I won't tell anyone. We might never get Titanfall 3, so should Diesel Knights include single-player campaign incorporating stuff like AI pilots? Titanfall 2's campaign. You know, I love the idea of Diesel Knights. I will be curious if it accumulates into anything. It looks cool. I want to have hope for it, but I am not holding my breath. Because everything I've seen, it looks very like demo-esque. And from what I understand, it's just one guy doing it. I would love to do a cinematic for him. I think that would be pretty rad. But I don't see where, like, you know, it holds actual, you know, contention for a Titanfall-esque game. So I have the engine scalability rolled back a bit right now. That's why the frame rate is so high. That's probably also why, like, the focus isn't showing up properly. That's okay for now because we're just getting, like, the vibe. One thing I do need to figure out, so like in my cloth simulation, there's some bits like this that just are like really ugly, which I think in like big bulky motion shouldn't be like a huge issue, but I do need to figure out a better solve. Whether or not I will figure that out for the Helldivers project, I don't know. I don't really have a ton of intention on it, but I need to figure it out more. This was like my first like really complex cloth simulation. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Because like there's a lot going on. I basically had to make like a primitive version of the guy to make it work like this. And I think in motion with the visual effects and stuff, it'll work. Alright, let's go ahead and just while we're in this mode, we'll start adding some lights, some muzzle flare lights as well. No, I did not see the gameplay for Death Stranding 2. I like the art style and stuff of Death Stranding. I think it's pretty neat. I've never played nor like had like a super ton of interest in it though. Oh, there's that light. I think it's one of those things too where like as I get older, I like only have like so much time for games. It's very hard to like play games that like I don't think I'm going to enjoy. Like there's a difference between like playing a bad game for like fun, like me and my wife do that a lot, but playing a game that like I might just like genuinely not like. It's like it gets harder as I get older. There's a lot of like I feel like a few years ago I was way more open to like, you know, like, oh, you know, like just try it. You never know. I think what really broke me was the failure of what's it called? Cyberpunk. I think Cyberpunk ruined it for me. Yo, what's up, Waff? Yeah, you get it. There are so many times where I'm like, I would just much rather go and replay something that I know I like. I don't have time to try something just to be like, oh wow, I spent 10 hours, because I'll usually give a game, I mean, like, or I'd say I used to give games like 8 to 10 hours. I'm like, if it can get me in 8 to 10 hours, then like I'll kind of determine at that point. But now I'm like, a game has to catch my interest so quickly for me to be like, is this even going to be worth my time? I think similarly, well, not similarly, but like a good example of that, I liked the first Horizon Zero Dawn, or whatever it is. I liked the first one enough. I didn't think it was as good as everybody glazed it up to be, but I did like it. It was like a fun game. I heard a lot of good things about the second one, and I tried to play it, and dude, they made the tutorial so boring. I could not finish it. And yeah, I never got through the tutorial. Okay, so the animator told me that this is supposed to be a Clint Eastwood. Oh, yep, there goes the hammer. The Clint Eastwood quick draw. Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't get any nostalgia with a new game. Like nothing that is like, ooh, you can count on this. Whereas like replaying a game like Titanfall, like Uncharted, like The Last of Us, like Red Dead Redemption, like all those games have it. Let's see here, to make yellow. Wow, that's pretty darn close. Considering ChatGPT isn't reliable, even with searching the web feature, e.g. saying that Titanfall 2 has AI pilots where... I suppose. I did try ChatGPT's deep search, and that thing is nuts. Like, the amount of time it'll spend looking for information and stuff is pretty crazy. 15 feels intense. Maybe we'll go 9. There's a frame. We do need to animate a bit like that. Like point the senator like right at the camera. Mine Blender, no, this is Unreal Engine 5. So I have the scalability turned down a bit, just so I can like reduce the chances of a crash on stream. See how that looks. How we need this to also change to blue. So you can get launched into the air. Which I'm just going to use the single source light. Ah, 509. Oh, even 50 is a bit intense. Move it up with him, but we'll also have it fade out. It's supposed to be just a little boost. What's really cool about seeing this in its current state is like I've had in my head what all this looks like for a long time, but now I get to actually like see some of it. And it's like pretty sweet. This for now I'm gonna just put up here, but that might change. And change the color to like orange. have it die back down. What's he grabbing onto? It's a an impaler tentacle. So he kind of feels it rumbling underneath his feet. He jumps up, grabs onto it, sticks a grenade into it, jumps off. Grenade blows off the tip of the tentacle. And we'll simulate some blood and guts to go in there. I don't know if I'm going to do the blood and guts in Unreal Engine or just composite them. Probably just composite them. And just do the animation of the tentacle. We'll see. We'll see how far we make it on stream. And then how much I'll do off of stream. But now we can kind of look at this. We'll go through the camera, but I'm going to turn the focal length down, and let's just set this to cinematic so we can see what it's doing. Now you can see we're getting like the rays and stuff too in the fog. That like the light looks really cool, because then like after this you like cut to like 3 Helldivers like watching him. they're like, whoa, who is that guy? And like you just kind of see him like doing his thing, but like it's just in the smoke, and you just kind of see like pops of light and him in different poses and stuff. I am heavily influenced in filmmaking by the movie Equilibrium. That movie changed me. But there are so many good moments in it. Like, hold up. Gun Kata, like, shaped me as a teenager. Like this. There, I'll turn to music.
The real father died years ago. The council simply elected me to pursue this.
Yeah, over here. I remember, so like, I had like friends who were like all really into The Matrix, and I watched this before The Matrix, and I was like, guys, The Matrix is cool, but have you seen Equilibrium? like this movie is so much cooler. And it's so ridiculous. I love stuff like this. Like, if I ever get millions of dollars, this is the kind of movie I'll be making. If Sony wants to hire me to do the Helldivers movie, I will make a scene just like this. I mean, that's basically what I'm doing right here. It's just a scaled down version. Because we only have a handful of animators. Like how cool this is. Like, oh, he's got the rifle. I love that, like, every time somebody gets shot, it's just like dust going everywhere. 10 out of 10. One of the greatest movies ever made. Greatest action movies, anyway. I love it. Oh, banning generative AI. I think. Uh-oh, my fan's not working. I don't think it's plugged in. One sec. Ugh. There we go. Generative AI doesn't bother me. Every time I see something with it, I'm like, it's interesting that it exists, but like, you know, people are gonna watch what they're gonna watch. There are sucky, terribly made 3D animation. There is a channel, a user on Instagram I see who makes like stuff in Unreal Engine with metahumans where he legit just does like the face capture. It looks really bad. And he just like does like these stupid animations where, you know, it's like, you know, son, you've become a gooner. I can't believe your goon has negative aura. It's like stupid stuff like that. It gets tens of thousands of likes. I spend months working on an animation in Unreal Engine, and like I get love and support. Love you guys watching, following, whatever. It doesn't get the same kind of attention. I have one video on Instagram that has more than 10,000 likes. And it's just because it was like a collaborated post of the trailer when I dropped that. It's like in collaboration with Hellhub Official, so it got a lot more eyeballs. But like I can tell you, it took that guy like to make those videos, and he probably makes like a bunch of them. Like he just creates one scene and comes up with stupid scripts. Probably like uses like ChatGPT or something to generate like parts of it. And then like just does the performance. Sometimes it's not even him doing the performance. Sometimes it's just like, you know, whatever. It's all these different things. Either way, he does them in Unreal Engine, and he spits them out, he shits them out, and he gets tens of thousands of likes. That to me is no different than using generative AI. He's using the base metahumans. He's using somebody else's work in kit bashed areas, and he's doing a stupid script to them. And stuff like that has always existed. There's always been some sort of version of that. There was point and click 3D and like all sorts of stuff. And like, you know, it doesn't like his version of that is like my version of like the Red Dead Redemption film. And that has like I think it has like 1,600 views total. So it's like, you know, pick your poison. Who cares about generative AI when people are always going to find a lazy way to get clicks really quick? The difference between what he does and what I do is the real value that it holds. Because I've gotten jobs from what I do on here. I've gotten freelance work because of stuff that I make on YouTube, and I get paid for that. That guy, he makes really bad videos and makes absolutely nothing off of it. Sure, there are going to be companies that are going to make like AI video stuff and whatever. I work for a video production company, and they had that concern, and I said, it's easy. Don't make stuff that AI can replace. And like, you know, that's gonna be, you know, don't make work safety videos because AI is gonna replace that. It's gonna be way cheaper to make those with AI. It's gonna be way safer to make it with the AI because, you know, it's become more popular to do it with like, you know, your nephew learned Blender in 2 hours version animation. Like that's what it currently is, and then it's going to be generative AI. and let it be. Go after something better. That's my rant. If you can do something of value, then you shouldn't be worried about it. And go do stuff like what we're doing. Everything that we're doing here on, I'm going on like a mega rant now. Everything that we're doing on YouTube with these films was born out of like, what I've always had in my head, the kinds of things I've wanted to make weren't accessible before. And now all of a sudden they are. And that's really cool. Start making stuff with it. And so everything that, like was done, with, let's say New Frontiers, Titanfall. A great example of where AI can be used in a positive light was we had everybody record on their phones because not everybody had a recording booth. Because there's a bunch of different actors. A lot of them were like, completely broken recording in their closets. And we gave them a chance to like be a part of it because they could record it on their phones. And we could use just like an AI like vocal enhancer to make it sound more professionally recorded. And it wasn't always perfect. Like they have models that are way better now, but we were just like experimenting and trying stuff that was new and coming out. And we gave people that opportunity. And there's a guy, he played Pyres in the Titanfall New Frontiers, who was like the commander of the ship, who was like Salisa's friend, and then they like kind of betray each other or whatever. So that guy, he played him, and he played the main character, Obadiah, in the Red Dead Redemption film. And he has gotten acting work because of those two things, because they were roles that he couldn't get otherwise. So, and the only reason the Red Dead Redemption short really existed was because there was this thing that came out called MetaHuman Animator, which uses the data, the LiDAR, or not the LiDAR. Yes, the LiDAR. I don't know, something in your iPhone to track it. But then it's also trained on really good facial performance to be able to enhance what you can capture on a phone. It's insane. So yeah, I don't care about generative AI. Do I think it's slop? Do I think it's like, do I think people who are like, oh, like I generated this and now I'm an artist? It's like, no, like obviously not. Like, duh. But the implications that stuff has to where it can be really good for like stuff like what I'm doing, like with this, it's like if I can use AI to like, let's say like comp like a really strong frame, like do the VFX and get like one frame like perfect, and being able to have like the rest of the comp be like 85% of the way there. Maybe there's something that's missing for one reason or another. Who knows what. And being able to have AI to do that, that'd be fantastic. Don't need it in this case because it's Unreal Engine, but if I'm doing like live footage and I need a depth pass of that to do depth compositing, and AI can help me with something like that to generate a depth pass in live action footage, it's like, use it. Use the tools that are available to make you a better artist. Doing it wholesale generative, yeah, slop. I've always seen generative AI as like wholesale, like, yeah, obviously it's like bad stuff, but like the implications that it has for what you could do with it is insane. I think Wonder Dynamics is like a great example of just like them figuring stuff out with it. Even Cascadeur, with their like new in-betweening tool. I'm going on such a rant right now, but I do not care. But like Cascadeur is like another one where they're just like using it in a way that like helps get rid of the mundane work, and it's so you can get into what you're doing faster. The guy who animated this uses Cascadeur. He records motion capture and then he uses Cascadeur to clean it up and animate it. I told him exactly what was in my head for this scene, and he nailed it in 2 weeks. He got this entire animation, and this isn't like all, well, as far as I know, it's not all he does. But in 2 weeks, he turned around this animation. That wasn't possible a couple years ago, and these tools make stuff like that possible. It's crazy. It's crazy. Hold up, let me catch up with the comments. I feel like AI could be great for effects like fire and smoke and stuff. It could be, but like in that same vein, there's like something I've been looking into called, it's from Jenga Effects, it's called Embergen. They also have GeoGen and FluidGen, I think are the three. But they're just like making this stuff to do simulations in real time, which like looks super crazy, looks super great. I'm thinking about getting it. I just need to like see if there's a way that I can use it both on YouTube, but also like something to like profit off of, because if I'm going to be paying for it, I want to be making money from it. I need it to pay for itself. I don't know if they use AI or not. My guess is probably not. They just like build really good solvers for those simulations. But even like stuff like that is like, if you have something that's like looking a certain way, or like you want like, smoke or something to look a certain way, or like, you don't have like a bunch of artists to do stuff. So like our shot in the trailer, let me pull it up real quick so I can be like super specific. Actually, wait, I might not have it over here. I don't think I do. Apologies. Stand by. Yeah, I think that's on another drive. But yeah, like the shot of like the Bile Titan, like kind of standing up, and then it roars, and like the spit's coming out of its mouth, and the smoke, kind of spins off and whatever. Like, it looks cool. I'm really proud of how that shot came together. The comping looks great. But like, if I could take that and like pass it into like for the last like 10% and just be like, yo, make the Bile Titan look more wet and more gooey. It's like, I want that thing to look friggin' gross. Like, and it just took that and like it added like little water droplets and stuff to it, but preserved the animation, preserved the overall look of everything. It just like added like that little extra thing that is like, might be a decision that I make like way further down the line. Especially when like, working with game assets, like I try to break the game assets as little as possible, because like once you start breaking shaders, it becomes real difficult. Like the scene that we worked on for a few weeks, where it was like rain, getting that set up just so there was rain going down the armor was a pain in the butt. Total pain in the butt. It looks fantastic. Very happy with how it turned out, but it was a huge pain in the butt. What was worse was like in the opening shot where it's like coming down like the visor. The visor was terrible. It took me so many hours I'm never gonna get back in my life. And I don't particularly like 100. I don't love the way it turned out, but I think it's good enough. I need to stop ranting. But yeah, like it can be used, but yeah. Five ball. Really, I think it just sorry, my eyes are like wigging out. I'm tired. Really, I think it's just how the AI is used, like use it for the boring stuff and helping out part work, not the actual important stuff. Exactly. Like, I mean, you know, like we credit like the artists of The Simpsons who draw like the key poses and ink the key poses and then ship those off to India or wherever. And no, your grammar's totally fine. Don't worry about it. But like ships that off overseas to some warehouse where a bunch of people go in for like 2 cents an hour and have to recreate that person's work to fill in the additional frames, and somehow that's more ethical. It's like sure, you're giving those people like kind of a job, but like yeah, no, I'm like, if more people can create more stuff like what we're doing right now, because this tech didn't exist that long ago, like, and now that it does, and we can work in these ways, like, yeah, I'm like, if it empowers artists to do more cool stuff, then I don't have a problem with it. Obviously, using generative AI wholesale is dumb. It looks bad, and people who just use it are stupid. like people who use it as like the thing. But I have plenty of friends who like use it for like storyboarding or like figuring out if something's gonna work before they even shoot it. Like a whole bunch of stuff like that. And like once they have like a good idea of like, okay, like I will need like these sorts of shots, it saves them tons of money on shooting, because filming stuff is expensive. And if you know every piece that you're going to need before you go out and film and waste everybody's time and are on set trying to figure out problems that you could have figured out in pre-production, man, oh man, does that make life easier. I love the rant, by the way. Came in like halfway through and you're still going strong. Now for real, I gotta get back to animating. Yeah, alright, let's get some bugs in here. Alright, so we need the first bug is gonna shoot right here. I think maybe like a warrior bug might be the way to go. I'm gonna go ahead and close up all this so we can just focus on what we're dropping in. I'm done ranting for now. I was going though. I would do a what's it called? Cancel. A stalker, but it doesn't have the animations in here, and I haven't built a rig for it because I don't have like stalkers specifically written into the script. Oh, one more other thing I wanted to check before we get too into animating bugs in here was the grass. I just want to make sure the camera's not obscuring through any grass, since I do have it turned off. Doesn't look like it. Nope. No grass inside. In fact, I might even add grass a little bit closer. Just to give it, you know, more more parallax. Have something that goes in front of the camera a little bit. All right. Let's go animation hunting. Actually, that first one is like a good, like it can fill in that first bit before we see the hunter or the warrior. Maybe I'll just slow it down just a hair. This is what's nice about working with these game assets specifically, is having all the animations in here goes a long way to making this like way faster. Oh, he's dead. Hey, what's up? TJ0, you just missed my unbelievably long rant. But we're past it now. We're better people. I don't love the way that rotates. Why is it rotating like that? Let's see here. I don't love the way that looks. It's not as bad in the lighting though. So now here we need a hunter to jump over him. You go do that, good sir. Do your part for managed democracy. I am stuck in the propaganda camp. But I too am doing my part. For how shall the boys get to war? If we do not have a way to entice them. I might get on and play for a little bit. I might not. I have to be up early tomorrow to go to work, so I'm thinking when I'm done with this stream, I'm just gonna have to go to bed. As unfortunate as that is. Do I do like... I like that. I do like it. That can be one to just have where it is when it starts. Yeah, I'm thinking what we'll probably do is get these bugs in there. And we might attempt the the Impaler tentacle, but that one I think is just going to take a lot more hand animation. There's one where this guy jumps real high. But I might just have to use one of these and just animate that. Oh, was that the bottom? That's the bottom. So let's use that. This one. Let's go find this guy. He needs to jump like right over, and he needs to jump sooner too. And I would, in most cases, like try and have a little bit more of a what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know. I've lost my train of thought. Oh, like a rig set up for this guy. But alas, I do not. Hey, Fiveball, I appreciate you keeping the stream on. You're a real one. Whoa. Where did that dead animation go? Oh, it's doing this thing. Oh no, Unreal Engine. Don't do this to me now, please. So the reason I'm having it die right here is because you're going to be able to see it when the camera turns around. But this guy's going to jump right past camera. Actually, we'll move him even further. So that when he dies, the camera can't see him. Actually, now I kind of feel like he should land the other way. Like over here. And then die over here. Yeah, that looks more lined up. Another Katy Perry concert. Another Katy Perry concert. Does the world really want that? So, California girls. I don't know. I don't think I'm as brave as Katy Perry. She's an astronaut, after all. And this is where you comp blood. Right across the screen. Okay, in this case, though, I'm going to change the camera pan to be less drastic here. And then he's looking. And he did it all with one bullet. Maybe we'll add a spewer. Big stepper, spewer is schlepper. Bro got that Jar Jar Binks. I don't really want this one to die. I want it to get knocked back. Also, the mouth is like kind of weird. He did that in mocap. What the? I think this one's gonna be the way to go. It's doing it again. Bounce pure time. Yes. What do you like? Those have become my new favorite memes. I'm not gonna lie. Those dumb memes bring me so much genuine joy. I had no idea, like 2 weeks ago when I showed off that one video, that my entire feed would become that Japanese group or whatever it is. Hey, Z Ho Ling coming in with that $5 donation. What do you think of the new War Bond? I love it. I've not played with it, but the trailer, I loved. I legit sent it to some of the team, and I was like, I sent it to the writing team, and I was like, is there any way we can use this? Because I love the aesthetic. I love everything about it. It's just so cool. What we are thinking is there's like a bit where it's like supposed to be like more, you know, ceremonial, kind of have that vibe. Where it could be cool to just have like a bunch of, like, you know, the shot, the classic, the one that everybody uses the gif of, like all the Helldivers from the side, and it's like the this, and like it's just a row of them doing that, something kind of like that, but with the ceremonial uniform. It'd be pretty tight. Maybe here we use maybe a brood commander. Oh, I should put a dead charger in here as well, because that's how the scene starts. Is he just he takes one out. It's the moment from the trailer where you see the charger like roar, which that was an animation I did by hand, because there weren't any like really good ones. But when it roars and then like gets hit by the orbital rail cannon, that is what comes before all of this. This is kind of cool. It's got some motion to it. What did you think of the new War Bond? I did also like how much it reminded me of like everything that I've seen of Helldivers 1, it gave that same kind of vibe, which I really appreciated. I was like, oh, that's cool. And oh, those are my curves. Them be my curves. I like this, the stand-up and roar animations, but oh, this one's kind of cool. Just have them come out of the ground, because like this is the thing, and like here, it's like a lot of motion. Did it again. Might need to call the stream just because it's doing. Unreal has this thing where like it'll have this bug. Haha, no pun intended. But it'll do this bug where it won't show the controls that like you're working on in sequencer sometimes, which is annoying. But then I remember I have Adobe, which is worse. And before this, just for safety, I'm just gonna put this fella underground. One frame off. There we go. Yeah, because we're not even going to see him until we're coming up. But now he just looks agitated. Oh, and we can see the biosphere again here at the end. So we're just going to copy this same animation. And we're going to do the same for this guy. Maybe we'll put a bug back here. May your cup overflow with liberty. We're gonna grab one of these hive guards. Which I just kind of want like a... an agitated... Oh, this is like perfect. Where are you, Mr. Hive God? There you are. Ugh. And I'm gonna move him over here. Probably a bit closer. I keep grabbing the center point, not the... And maybe one more bug. Like here. Oh, what bug to grab? What bug to grab? I like the idea of having a little bit of everybody at the party. Gotta make sure everybody's invited. Where's like it screeching? That one's kind of neat. That one's kind of cool. That's the one right there. It's like upset. It's got a cool, good look to it. And my animation doesn't show up. All right, we're gonna get this little guy in here. And then maybe the dead charger. And then probably call it, just because Unreal's starting to give me some problems, and I don't appreciate it. But we'll watch it back and see what we're looking at, and I'll have to work on the tentacles separately. Okay, so last thing is going to be, while shooting these guys over here, there needs to be a dead charger. Maybe we'll put him like right there. Big old beehive boy. He got them big, strong legs. There's not a dead specific one labeled. That's alright. We shall go and find it. Yeah, here we go. So this was one I had like looked at and I was like, maybe I'll use this for the trailer, but it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted like it specifically, like it was always kind of in my head for him to stand up and roar, so I ended up animating that by hand. Which I thought looked pretty decent. But here I just want him to be a dead boy. Come on. Die. 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 Please. Die. Shout out to the animators on Helldivers. These do look really good. There we go. Dead boy. Dead boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you, dead boy, dead boy? Yeah, the animation work that they put in on Helldivers is kind of insane, honestly. All right, let's see what this looks like. Oh, it's looking pretty cool, if I do say so myself. There's our dead charger. I feel like there needs to be more bugs behind him here. They kind of need to like not be doing anything, or I don't know what. Maybe more can be coming out of the ground. But it's kind of like supposed to be this, like he's battling an onslaught. But I feel like in that bit specifically, we're looking so much that way, it feels like something else should be going on. But overall, it's looking pretty solid. No new studio yet, Peach Bricks. That's next week's news. For anybody still watching the stream, get more details next week. Yeah, I mean, overall, I like the way this looks. Obviously, like, there's a couple of extra bugs, but as far as, like, the bugs that are, like, interacting with him, like, I feel like that's been taken care of. With aside from the impaler, obviously, that he needs to grab onto here. And that'll probably add more like shake and stuff. Oh yeah, putting the hunters trying to flank around, kind of crawling off to the side. That would be pretty cool. What's the fog level at? Because I also low-key kind of feel like that has room to be higher. Fog is currently an 8. May I interest you in a 10? A 9 perhaps? And let's go to the fog settings. Fog intensity scale. I feel like that can probably stay at a 1. Because this is supposed to be like an eagle smoke strike. So like I want it to feel like really foggy. And just like have these really like strong depth moments. Which I think will also help with like what you can't really see in the distance. My poor GPU is screaming. All right, let's take it back to the beginning just one more time here. And do we dare see what it looks like with foliage? Can't even see the foliage, it's so foggy now. Hey, this is still running at 30 FPS. Oh, not anymore. That looks pretty good. Obviously, there's like aliasing because it's just playing back in engine. Let's turn off the foliage. Definitely is not necessary here. If this shot has problems rendering, I will just turn off the foliage entirely. This map is actually specifically designed for this specific shot. So, but yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good about this. It's looking really cool. It's hitting all the points I need it to. I think the biggest things I still have to add is like the impaler, some more camera shake, and then some of those bugs behind him right there. I think it would be just cool to have like kind of an army starting to try and circle him. I mean, this looks, I mean, it's pretty darn cool, if I do say so myself. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with that. I like it. All right. Well, it is 10:52. I have work in the morning, so I think I'm going to have to bid you all adieu. But thank you so much for watching, hanging out. Thank you, Zizo, again for the donation. It means a lot. I appreciate that. Also, if you want to become a member and support the channel, feel free to do so. But hey, if you're just here as a viewer, just happy to have you here. But as a member, you do get to view more content. So you get to be an extra viewer. And we'll be putting out more content soon, especially for those King Dino members. We're going to be uploading like scenes for members to see early while we're kind of like work in progressing them. We're going to be uploading some commentary on some specific things, and then also more in-depth tutorials. I'm going to be doing some more of those once I get stuff settled, which should be over this next week, and then I'll be able to make a lot more happen. But hey, thank you so much for watching. It has been a blast animating with you guys. We got quite a bit done. Thank you so much to Bowden for making this animation. If you're watching this far, hold up. Let me I gotta, oh shoot, what's his YouTube handle? Hold up. Stay on the line, please, while I pull up his YouTube channel so you can go and support him. Here we go. Go support this guy. Bodan Dim is his handle right here. He does some incredible animation work. And he's doing a lot of animation for this Helldivers project. So go support him. See where it says 7 months ago? Up here, he hasn't been uploading as much because he's been helping me with this, and he's been doing a phenomenal job. Like this animation right here, this is just one of his animations. So go show him some support. Oh shoot, I'm not even showing the, oh my word, what a rookie mistake. Here we go. Go support him, Bodandum, on YouTube, and go check out his stuff. He does some amazing animation work, and is just a really cool dude. So go check out his stuff. He's doing an amazing job on the Helldivers project, helping me out, doing tons of animations. So go check them out, and we'll catch you guys next week. Okay, bye.